What if the doors of Canada's hospitals became a gateway for global citizenship? What if babies born on Canadian soil to parents from overseas passing through became instant citizens, entitled to all the rights of Canadians? Is that legal? Is that fair? Is it being abused at scale? Today on Truth North, we expose what the government won't admit: birth tourism and how Canada's citizenship laws might be letting it flourish. For 60 minutes, we dig into the facts, expose the loopholes and ask, is Canada really giving away citizenship to anyone who arrives bearing a pregnant passport? Chapter 1. Legal Foundations and Citizenship by Birth. Canada's citizenship model is rooted in an old and honourable idea: jus soli, the right of the soil. Under this system, a baby born in Canada automatically becomes a citizen, regardless of the parent's nationality or immigration status. It's one of the most generous citizenship policies in the developed world. Only a handful of countries still maintain such broad rules. The United States, Mexico, and Canada are among them. Most European and Asian nations have restricted automatic birth citizenship, tying it to parental status or residency. In Canada, there are just two exceptions: babies born to foreign diplomats and babies born to hostile occupying forces, which in modern times is purely theoretical. That means almost every baby born here receives the full legal weight of Canadian citizenship within minutes of birth. For decades, this seemed fair, a symbol of equality and inclusion. But global mobility, rising inequality, and cheap air travel changed everything. A law designed to protect the children of immigrants now functions as a legal invitation to a new global business: birth tourism. Immigration experts have raised alarms for years. Canada's framework contains no mechanism to verify intent or residence. A person can arrive on a tourist visa, stay for a few weeks, and leave with a new citizen in tow. This is where policy collides with reality. Because once citizenship is granted at birth, it cannot easily be undone. That child will carry a Canadian passport for life, regardless of where they grow up or what they contribute to the country. Chapter 2. What exactly is birth tourism? Birth tourism is not migration, it's transaction. It's the process of traveling to Canada specifically to give birth, so the baby can obtain citizenship. It's a niche but lucrative industry. In major urban centres, particularly Vancouver, Toronto and Calgary, entire networks have developed to cater to foreign expectant mothers. Agencies advertise citizenship packages abroad, offering step-by-step assistance. Flight bookings timed around late pregnancy, prenatal checkups arranged with private doctors, hospital registration, and furnished rentals near delivery wards. The price tag can range from $25,000 to $75,000 depending on services and city. This includes medical costs, accommodation, and local consultants who handle paperwork. Many parents return home shortly after delivery, but the newborn, now a Canadian citizen, is eligible for a passport and healthcare. As an adult, that child may later access Canadian universities at domestic tuition rates, or even sponsor family members to immigrate permanently. In essence, birth tourism converts Canada's most sacred symbol of belonging, citizenship, into a transferable asset. Hospitals are caught in the middle. They are required by law to treat anyone in active labour, regardless of nationality or insurance. But this obligation is increasingly exploited. Medical staff report last-minute arrivals, no prior appointments, and sudden unpaid bills. In British Columbia, some hospitals have quietly reported millions of dollars in uncollected maternity fees from non-residents over the past decade. These losses are absorbed by taxpayers or provincial health budgets. This is not xenophobia, it's economics. When a health system built for residents is used by global clients, the result is imbalance: overworked staff, unclaimed costs, and policy paralysis. Chapter 3. Data and Scope. The exact scale of birth tourism is difficult to pin down, not because it's small, but because it's poorly tracked. Canada has no federal database that differentiates between local and non-resident mothers. However, provincial health data and hospital billing records tell a story. In some major hospitals, non-resident births have doubled over the last decade. For instance, in one large urban health authority, up to 1 in 10 maternity patients listed foreign addresses or temporary visas. Across the country, estimates suggest between 3,000 and 5,000 babies may be born annually to non-resident parents, enough to fill several elementary schools each year. The true number could be higher, given private birthing centers and unreported cases. The financial implications are significant. Each hospital birth averages $7,000, $12,000 for natural delivery and $15,000, $20,000 for cesarean sections, excluding neonatal care. When unpaid, these costs fall back onto hospital budgets, provincial health systems, and by extension, Canadian taxpayers. Meanwhile, population registries automatically issue citizenship certificates with no parental screening. Immigration authorities, health ministries, and Statistics Canada operate in silos. None cross-check residency intent. This means Canada's government cannot even tell the public how many non-resident mothers give birth each year. That vacuum of data allows the issue to grow unseen. Chapter 4. Motivations and incentives. Why would families travel thousands of miles, spending tens of thousands of dollars just to give birth here? The motivations are clear and rational. A Canadian passport is one of the most powerful in the world, providing visa-free access to over 180 countries. It offers global mobility, quality healthcare, and access to education at subsidized rates. For parents from regions facing political instability or authoritarian governments, Canadian citizenship is a form of security insurance. If turmoil erupts, their child has an escape route. There's also the long game. Once the child turns 18, they can sponsor parents and siblings under Canada's family reunification policy. For some families, that's the real prize. A backdoor immigration plan that bypasses standard queues. And then there's perception. In parts of Asia and the Middle East, having a Canadian-born child is a social symbol, a sign of status, wealth, and foresight. Social media even features luxury maternity influencers showcasing Canadian birth experiences, complete with hospital selfies and maple leaf onesies. The motivations are powerful because the system makes them easy to pursue. There are no pre-birth residency requirements, no intent-to-stay clauses, and no post-birth residency checks. For law-abiding Canadians waiting years to bring a relative to this country, that feels unjust. Chapter 5. The systemic loopholes. The loopholes are structural, not accidental. Canada's immigration, healthcare, and citizenship systems operate independently, each fulfilling its mandate without coordination. At entry points, border officers rarely question pregnant travelers unless medical risk is visible. Tourist visas can be issued even at late stages of pregnancy. Airlines, meanwhile, only restrict boarding beyond 36 weeks, leaving ample time to fly. Hospitals, obligated to treat all patients, collect identification but seldom share it beyond billing departments. Even if a hospital suspects a visitor's intent is non-medical, privacy laws prevent reporting it to immigration authorities. When the birth occurs, the newborn's citizenship is registered automatically through provincial vital statistics agencies, with no verification of parental residence. The citizenship certificate is then issued by the federal government, finalizing legal status within weeks. By then, the family is often gone. In some cases, parents use foreign addresses, temporary accommodations, or rented P.O. boxes to receive documents before returning home. There's no legal mechanism to invalidate the citizenship later, even if the family's intent to reside was never genuine. The result is a self-perpetuating system where accountability falls through jurisdictional cracks. Chapter 6: Human Stories and System Pressure. Doctors and nurses rarely speak publicly, but inside maternity wards the pressure is real. Late-term arrivals often mean no prenatal records, no continuity of care, and higher risk deliveries. Hospitals must assign translators, allocate emergency beds, and often absorb unpaid bills. One nurse from a major Vancouver hospital described a growing sense of frustration. "We never turn anyone away, but when half the ward is booked by people who fly in at 8 months, it strains the system." Administrative staff describe entire apartment blocks functioning as informal maternity hotels, units rented short-term to foreign mothers waiting for due dates. Some are advertised online as Canadian citizenship packages. The moral question divides communities. Advocates say mothers are simply seeking safety and opportunity. Critics say it erodes the fairness of immigration. The system doesn't just stress finances, it distorts healthcare priorities. Domestic patients wait longer for appointments as hospitals reserve slots for paying non-residents. Doctors are reimbursed, but hospitals are not always compensated. This imbalance reveals the uncomfortable truth. The federal government benefits politically from avoiding the issue, while provinces shoulder the cost. Chapter 7: Political and Social Implications. Birth tourism touches every level of governance. At the federal level, immigration policy defines citizenship but avoids confrontation. At the provincial level, health budgets absorb unpaid hospital bills. At the municipal level, hospitals and city services face local backlash. Economically, it blurs the line between tourism and exploitation. Politically, it divides parties. Some call for tightening citizenship rules. Others fear being branded anti-immigrant. The issue also raises security implications. Without tracking, Canada cannot verify whether some foreign nationals exploit citizenship for financial or strategic gain. Socially, resentment grows among Canadians who see their taxes funding a system that rewards the world's wealthy. The idea that citizenship, once earned through belonging and contribution, can be obtained through a single hospital visit corrodes trust. Polls show over 75% of Canadians believe citizenship should be tied to parental status or residency. Yet successive governments have ignored reform, fearing diplomatic fallout. Each year the problem compounds, eroding credibility in Canada's immigration model. Chapter 8: Possible reforms and policy options. If Canada wants to close the loophole, policy reform must be clear, data-driven and fair. 1. Redefine automatic citizenship. Limit it to children with at least one parent who is a citizen or permanent resident. 2. Establish pre-birth registration. Require proof of residency intent for late-term foreign visitors. 3. Integrate data systems. Link hospital birth records with immigration databases to flag non-residents. 4. Cost recovery mechanisms. Ensure provinces can bill foreign insurance providers or federal departments. 5. Transparent reporting. Publish annual statistics on non-resident births. These are administrative solutions, not ideological ones. Yet political will is weak. Lawmakers fear accusations of discrimination. But accountability is not discrimination, it is governance. If reforms fail to materialize, the costs will keep rising, not just in dollars, but in faith in the system itself. Birth tourism challenges the very meaning of citizenship. A nation built on rule of law, fairness, and shared responsibility must choose. Will we allow shortcuts that reward the well-resourced and undermine immigrants who play by the rules? Will we protect Canadian birthright, or let it be traded like a commodity? Tonight, we pull back the curtain on birth tourism. Not to vilify the children born in Canada, those babies are as Canadian as any, but to expose the system that allows them to be used. This is Truth North Canada First. We stand for fairness, sovereignty, and justice. Until next time, stay vigilant.